Coming up, start of another school year, juniors and seniors reflect on the third year of block scheduling and some of the changes that have been made.
There have been many great football players at ACHS over the last decade, but no one quite like this receiver.
And some of our students had the trip of a lifetime to South Africa. Those stories and more are on the way. Viking News starts right now. Hi everyone, and welcome to the first edition of Viking News for this school year. Along with Zakia Watson, I'm Peter Gibson.
When schools start, there are always changes, but one thing that has stayed intact is block scheduling. For juniors and seniors, this is the third year of block scheduling. Now that this has become the norm at ACHS, many students reflect on a rotation of classes and the changes made to it for this year. Joe Lyons has the story.
It's year 3 of block scheduling, and even though it took a while to adjust, students seem to like it.
Because you don't have to see the same teacher every single day, and sometimes you don't have to see the same teacher as often.
There are many reasons why students prefer block scheduling. For some, they like classes at different times each day.
If you don't like the teacher, you don't gotta go see her, or if you gotta do your work, they give you a chance to do your work.
For others, they like an extra time to do work. And of course, if a student needs a break from a class, they get it every 4th day.
Because some classes are really hard, so it gives you time to catch up on your homework and all your other classes that you need to do.
Block scheduling got even better this year because now students have an extra minute to get to each class.
It's good that students have an extra minute to get to class because they get to talk to their friends more, and if you're down in one wing and you have to get all the way to the other or go upstairs all the way to another, you have more ample time.
The one change students wish didn't happen was the elimination of homeroom.
Because you don't have time to socialize, and you really don't have time to eat your breakfast because some teachers don't like you to eat in their classroom.
All in all, most students like block scheduling, and that's a good thing because it's here to stay. For Viking News, I'm Joe Lyons.
I really like having the extra minute to get to class. Besides that change, the grading system has also improved for students. It's now easier to get a better grade and harder to fail a class. Here are the changes. Pluses and minuses are now possible for each grade. A 90 is still an A. Last year, a 90 would have been a B. A B ranges from an 89 to an 80. A 70 used to be a low D. Now it's a low C. A 69 was a failing grade last year. Now it's a high D. Even a 60 is a D. To fail a class, it now takes a 59 or below. Needless to say, students love these changes.
I love it. It's easier and it's better, so you can't fail. If you fail, it's like you're not even trying.
And I feel like it helps people not fail, so it's helped me a lot, and I feel like it's going to help a lot of other people.
Your expectations don't have to be that high because, like, let's say you get, like, a 90 when you wanted to score for an 100. You'll still have an A, but it'll just be, like, an A minus.
I think the new grading system is good because a lot of students that fail can bring up their grade and get a better opportunity in college.
I think everyone likes the new grading system. Also this year, there are 14 new classes at ACHS. Senior Pathway, Public Safety, and Theater Stagecraft are just a few. For those students who like sports and entertainment, and what kid doesn't, the school has the perfect class. Samaya Kopman gives us an inside look into sports and entertainment marketing. Samaya?
When you watch sports or entertainment, the action is what catches your eye, but there's a promoting aspect to everything that you see. That's why marketing plays an important role in gaining popularity.
When you're watching NFL, you may see this, or you could see a celebrity in a commercial. These are just a couple of examples of how marketing and sports entertainment go hand in hand.
So in the sports entertainment industry, marketing is extremely important in order to connect to the existing fans as well as create new fans, because the more fans you have, the more revenue that you're able to produce.
The sports and entertainment aspect will capture any student's attention, but in this class, marketing extends far beyond these two fields. For example, in the first month of school, students learn why companies advertise the way that they do.
I learned that companies rely on branding a lot to market their brand, and they also rely on public relations by, giving the customers what they want.
As students go through the year, they'll learn about branding, fan engagement, revenues, and the risk involved. Plus, students will develop their own marketing and promotion plans.
Learning forward on how to use the methods that he taught us to help me with my business maybe, and like how to like get through with the people and the fans.
So sports and entertainment marketing doesn't have any marketing class as a prerequisite, and so it is extremely important for them to understand the basics of marketing first before we then apply it to the sports and entertainment industry.
In today's world, marketing, advertising, and public relations are all popular career choices. If a student is interested in going to one of these fields, this class may lay a great foundation. As a member of Mr. Susie's class, I can say it's really interesting and I'm anxious to learn more. Peter?
Thanks, Samaya. That sounds like a great class. Speaking of sports, the greatness of a player can be judged by their performance on the field, but a better indication is the college is offering that athlete a scholarship. For football player Sinai DeGraffenwright, the list is impressive. Nicknamed Ice Cup, Sinai puts a chill into anyone covering him. Schwabe Wright tells us why.
No matter where a receiver Sinai DeGraffenwright lines up, opposing defenses know where he is.
Usually if he's split out wide, they put they roll a safety over top. And you can tell that he gets special attention, especially when he's isolated.
Just because defenses know all about Ice Cup doesn't mean they can stop him. His size and ability are just too much for defenders to handle.
I think I'm tough to defend because, if somebody guard me, I get past them easy. Catch the ball, it's either going to be a first down or a touchdown.
Defenders aren't the only one noticing Cup. Here's a list of major Division I schools who have offered him a scholarship. Michigan, Penn State, Maryland, and South Carolina are just some of the schools who want Cup playing for them next year.
All these offers, they feel good. They show mad love to me. I stay focused because I be out the way for really humble in the crib, chilling, working on my craft, or doing anything to get me way better.
Cup is only a junior, so more offers are certain to come. In the meantime, the team is hoping for him to just keep doing what he's been doing.
If the play breaks down and you have to run around a little bit, you can kind of just find him because, he's such a big target. You can kind of just throw it to him. He's going to catch it no matter what.
As long as Ice Cup stay focused, the sky's the limit. For Viking News, I'm Schwabe Wright.
That's amazing that Ice Cup has all of those offers. I know Coach Wright is happy that Cup still has another year left. Playing sports at the high school is something we take for granted, but imagine if you were part of the only sport where the season was canceled. That was the case last year for the Vikings girls soccer team. They didn't get to play last fall because they didn't have enough players. But this year, enough girls tried out and now they're filled in the team again. Winning is always important, but for those girls, just being back on the field is a victory.
Honestly, I'm really excited because soccer's always been one of my favorite sports, and I was pretty bummed out when they didn't have a team last year, so this is really exciting for me, and I know it is for a lot of other people too.
It's really fun considering the fact that I used to play soccer, and having a team again on my own and for my school, it's nice to get everyone together and bring the club back.
I'm very excited just based off of the fact that I've played growing up, and coming to high school and playing for ACHS is really fun, and I've missed it.
It's great to see those girls back on the field. Many of us traveled over the summer, but for 3 AC High students, they took the trip of a lifetime. As part of an essay contest, these students won the chance to travel to Johannesburg, South Africa. One of those students on the trip was Evan Johnson. Here's Evan to tell us about the eye-opening experience.
As we flew to Johannesburg, it felt like we would never get there. That's because our flight lasted 24 hours and had 3 layovers.
So we had a 22-hour flight there to South Africa, and we had 3 flights connected to it. We also had a 4-hour layover from Amsterdam.
Once we arrived, there was a combined feeling of exhaustion, excitement, and astonishment.
When I first arrived, I was relieved that we got there, but at the same time, I was also very excited.
The first day, we were nervous as we got used to our new surroundings. Everything from the time difference to driving on the other side of the road felt very different. On the second day, that's when we really started enjoying our trip. We visited a school there and found all the students to be very nice and respectful. Even though we didn't understand their language, we found this experience to be very fun, especially our connection with soccer and kickball.
I think it went very well. I just had to use my hands, my facial expressions, and my feet very well to convey my message to the students. But they were very intelligent, they were great, and they showed me love.
We also visited many other places during our trip. The museums were a learning experience, and there was nothing quite like being on a safari where we were inches away from a lion. We also climbed a mountain, and besides all the fun activities, the most rewarding part of traveling to South Africa was learning its history.
I think my overall experience was great. I had time interacting with the students. I loved interacting with the students. I loved the 13-kilometer hike. I loved the safari. I loved eating the animals from the safari. And I think it was ultimately a great experience. It was a very life-changing experience.
I would describe the whole 2 weeks, 14 days of South Africa as life-changing because of not just the trip, but because of the things that we did on the trip.
For me personally, this was an amazing journey. Another trip is being planned next year to Senegal, West Africa. For Viking News, I'm Evan Johnson.
Wow, what an amazing trip. Thanks, Evan, for sharing your story with us.
Atlantic City Mayor Marty Small played a big role in providing the opportunity for this experience. It's great to know another trip is in the future.
That's going to do it for this edition of Viking News.
For Peter Gibson, I'm Zakia Watson. We hope you have a great day.